Right, Anne-Marie, thanks for joining us here today at Reed Head Books. So you've applied for our role as administration assistant and you've been shortlisted, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for making it here to the interview today.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
So I'll just give you a quick rundown on how this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting the interview will be probably 15 to 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Glenda and I have got a bunch of questions in front of us that we'll ask you. Just around that key selection criteria that was on the role statement.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just take alternate turns at asking you questions,
Yes.
We'll be writing down your answers as we go, so don't get put off by it if we're not looking at you, if we're looking down.
Okay.
I suppose I'll run over the process of the rest of the hiring at the end of the interview. But is there anything you want to ask prior to us starting?
No, I'm looking forward to the interview.
Right, well, kick off. So, on your resume, you said you've worked in administration before. Can you tell us about your roles and responsibilities in your previous role in administration?
It was a job that I enjoyed, and I would very much like to get back into administration because now I'm working in retail. So the jobs that I did were record keeping and data entry, filing, basic filing, and answering inquiries. The inquiries might be from staff or they might be from customers. Also team support and organising meetings, booking air flights, and general assistance with travel for representatives.
All right. I might just go a little bit off tangent on that question, but so in your old role, so you've done a fair bit of what we've asked for in the job description,
Mm-hmm.
but this particular role is reporting to the finance manager.
Yeah.
So have you had that before where you're reporting to a high-level manager?
Yes, I have had that reported to a high-level manager, and that also involved the booking the travel for that high-level manager, and obviously that included overseas travel, and booking hotels and organising meetings with overseas clients and potential clients, and then also relaying information from back to that manager from the staff in a staff support role.
All right. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Glenda, do you want to ask the next question?
Anne-Marie, could you tell us about a time that you've worked as a team to provide a good outcome?
Well, it always worked as a team. That's how I view my role as a team member, working as part of the team, and it would be on a daily basis that as a team, as part of the team, I do work to achieve outcomes, and I think that maybe the best example I can give of that is as a company we were short product and which we were needing to deliver to a customer by a due date, and our usual supplier had run out of stock, and as a team I organised the other staff members to call many other companies to identify who could supply us the product, and we then identified another supplier. We passed that information on to our manager, who could then look at checking that the prices the costs were the same as the original supplier, and which the manager was able to arrange, and supply was within the due date for our customer and kept our customer happy.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's good.
Richard, Anne-Marie, sorry. Can you tell us about the time we had to manage competing multiple tasks at the same time, and whether they've had a tight deadline or just you've been flooded with a bunch of tasks?
Yeah, I think that in an admin role you continually are doing different tasks at once. That might be a customer calling on the telephone, when also a customer might walk into the front counter. So that's on a daily basis, and so managing time management's required to ensure I'm assisting those customers, but also keeping up to date and meeting the deadlines for my administration role, and for ensuring that staff are supplied the information that they've asked for by the due date, with also tying that in with customers that have called in the door.
Okay. Have you had 3 years' experience in an administration role?
Yes, I have had 3. I've actually had 4 years' experience in an
that's
administration
great.
role at the same company.
Yeah.
I was moved in that company into another job, which involved retail, because the company felt that I would be good for them in that role, which I did enjoy. However, I would love to get back into administration, which I feel is my strongest suit.
Thanks for that.
Just on that, you're saying you'd love to get back into administration. So this role, the finance manager might be able to provide a little bit more info than I can, but this role seems to have a little bit of room to grow. So it's not primarily just admin. There's might be times where the accountant's asking for some help. Would you be interested in sort of doing your administration role, but also providing some assistance in the accounting world?
Oh yes, most definitely. I would very much enjoy expanding my opportunity at the company and growing with the company, and also very much willing to take on extra overtime if that's required in the role.
So your resume that you provided says you have... Sorry, I'll start again. Your resume that you provided said you've got experience with computer systems.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to expand on a little bit on that? Let me know sort of what programs you've used.
Yes, I've used multiple administration programs as the company that I work for expanded, and I've assisted the IT manager in working with those programs to arrange for training for the staff and being part of that training with the other staff. And I've personally had to use accounting packages and general sales inquiry packages, packages that also include meeting and communication between different levels of the company.
I think that leads pretty well into the next question, Glenda.
Okay, so we mainly use Microsoft Office at this organisation. Are you comfortable using that package, and what programs can you use with that?
That Microsoft Office is the package that I used in my administration role, and all programs that come with that. It's a standard administration package that I'm sure that you'd be using, and all of that I am very familiar with.
That's great. Thank you.
So we'd use, part of this role is writing reports, so we'd typically do that in Microsoft Word. Some of the accounting's done in, well, some of the basic accounting and tracking is done in Microsoft Excel, others done in accounting packages, but are you comfortable with Word and Excel?
Yeah, very comfortable, and I was very fortunate that the previous company I worked for put us through training on both of those programs, and I passed that training with a distinction, and I was actually used to assist other staff in the company to further their skills in those programs.
That's great.
Tell us about a time you or someone in your team has made a mistake, and as a team, how did you deal with it and rectify it?
I think that a mistake can be made from time to time, and I think as a team, the main thing is not to criticise an individual, but realise that maybe a number of factors might have contributed to that mistake being made. So it's identifying what those factors were, and then working as a team to to try and make sure that those don't happen again.
Right. Have you got a quick example, one you can think of off the top of your head, without making yourself look bad?
No, I think it would be that when I booked a customer to see one of the staff members who had actually called in sick that day, and I hadn't communicated that to the customer coming into the store. We worked as a team where I did speak to another manager who agreed that they would take on that responsibility of seeing that customer and sorting their issue. Mm.
Glenn, did you ask that last question?
Part of this role that you're applying for, it involves producing and providing reports to management. What is your experience in this function of the role?
On a daily basis, I would need to produce reports for the finance team,
yep.
And for the inventory team, as well as the sales team. So I would be most happy to produce those reports again, and that sort of falls hand in hand with my extra courses that I did in Microsoft Excel, and I do particularly enjoy setting out those reports in different formats, which make it much easier for the staff to get the most out of the reports.
Thank you.
With those reports you were developing and passing on to management, where were you getting the data from? Was that data put in by a finance team or a sales team?
Exactly right. Yes, on a daily basis. So sales obviously would happen on a daily basis, and costs and expenditure would happen. So that was information drawn out of the company's computer program. Yes.
All right. Well, that's the last question I've got. Glenda, unless you've got any more?
No, I think you've answered all our questions, and we're very happy with that. So
thank you.
All right.
We'll discuss this further.
Yeah. I might give you a quick rundown of the process. So, as you know, you've been shortlisted. So we've shortlisted 2 applicants for interview. So you're one of them. We've got another interview coming up this afternoon. I think we've got 4 weeks left, correct me if I'm wrong, before we're looking for a start date.
Yep.
So that's because another team member's leaving. We want to have a week of work shadowing. So would that 4 weeks fit in with your leaving your current job?
Yes, it would fit in extremely well.
All right. So within those next 4 weeks, what we'd expect is by the end of today, Glenda and I will have a pretty good idea of who we're looking at, and hopefully we're both on the same page. By the end of the week, we're hoping to have a verbal offer to the successful candidate, and obviously we'll also give a call to the unsuccessful candidate, give them some feedback, let them know how they went. And then from there, we'll get a written job offer out, and what we'd ask, because we are hoping for a pretty quick turnaround, get someone on board fairly quickly, is we'd ask if the successful candidate, could come in and just meet with either myself or Glenda, sign the contract in front of us once you've had a chance to go over it at home, and so we'll try and do get your photo for the swipe card, get a list of keys and everything you'll need to start. Get you to fill in a few computer forms so I can get you access if you are the successful candidate. And yeah, that's about all I've got.
Well, thank you very much for all that information. I appreciate it, and I hope that I can be the successful candidate to work with this wonderful team.
And did you have any questions for us?
No, I think that all the information that you've supplied has covered off on that for me, so thank you very much.
And you're aware of what the remuneration package is?
Yes, I am aware, as it was disclosed in the advertisement. So just I wonder if I could ask you just to confirm those figures.
Yep. So that we're looking at a base salary of between 44 and 47,000,
yes.
Plus super.
That is what I read. Yeah.
Right. So that's based on applicant skills and experience. So we have a training or competency matrix that we'll have a look at and say, look, this is where we think MRE is sitting. We'll put that in a job offer to you, and if you are a successful candidate, and if you agree, happy days. If not, we can talk about it and show you how we've assessed it and come up with that figure. And then read head books. I don't know if you're aware. I think the advertisement just said we've got a generous incentive scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But that incentive scheme's effectively a bonus scheme. It's up to 10% of the employee's base salary, which is applicable to this role.
That's a significant amount.
Yes, it is. So what we would do is typically in the induction or within the first week after the induction, we'll come up with some KPIs that are agreeable between the finance manager and yourself, and that you'll be tracked to that quarterly. And if you hit those targets at the end of the year, if you're consistently hitting those targets, you'll get that bonus. And that's up to 10%. It's not guaranteed 10%.
Yes, understand.
All right, well, thanks for coming in, and
thank you.
I'll look forward to talking to you again shortly.
Yes, I look very much forward to it.
Thank you very much. It was lovely.